I really liked Richard, Buck he called himself. He probably would not have crossed my path if not for the bookstore, the center, Wisdom's Goldenrod. So thanks. I first met him when he hosted an encounter group at his house, then a trailer in Newfield. I remember Vic was there. But Richard was amazing. I mean, really, besides his intellectual capacity, he had a good heart and capacity for risk and adventure. If you've been to his house in Boulder, one of the bedrooms is like a shrine to Paul Brunton and Anthony and the spiritual traditions. Books, pictures, sculptures, cushions, great presence. I visited there a couple of years ago. And Richard was nice. He had a good heart. He helped me on several occasions, unbidden. He advised me when my son was going through a difficult period as a teenager. And Buck just came from pure human concern and generosity. And one of the compliments, or you might say one of the coveted endorsements that can be bestowed on a teacher is to have somebody wake up or get an insight during their talk. And that's what happened many years ago. This was 1971. This was the class he gave and the talk he gave in Whitehall. So he was a prominent member of the bookstore. He gave an afternoon seminar on Cornell campus 50 years ago. And the course was on number and how it can be used to understand the spiritual universe and its unfolding. Very Platonic. A little backstory, I had been reading the Hidden Teaching meticulously, but came to a spot where it says something like, time is the very form of thought. Or it might have been space is the very form of thought. So I mentally threw the book across the room and could not get past that cryptic statement. And at that time, I remember we each wrote a letter to PB. So I think somehow PB's blessing was involved in this event. So, let's see, where am I? So the lecture, the one becomes the two becomes the three, threefold manifestation, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. If I remember, 4 to 5 was the subtle to gross manifestation. So I'm following along with Richard, and at the 4 to 5, I felt this ecstatic flash simultaneously at the base of my spine, at the crown of my head. This was like a power boost. It sends me into a reverie, away from the world, into a greatly expanded mind space. And there I came across a Bindu point in that mystical space. And I remember thinking of saying, whatever you do in that disembodied condition, that I haven't been here since I was born. This had a powerful sense, I had a powerful sense of my own being, who I really am, much stronger than the normal ego sense of the world. Hey, I found the I am. So this abstracted state, someone named Art, I just remember his last name, Blanchard, I think his last name was, Tim Smith's ex-roommate. He said, we should take Plato's ideas and modernize them. This was like a satori for me. How can you modernize eternal ideas? And yet you can, because here it is in the world right now. I mean, like the mind has its own problems, for example, reconciling the one and many, but take a giant step outside your mind and look. The opposites are living together quite nicely in your everyday experience. Very zen. Get the feel for this one? So this brought a deeper realization, like the ancient Chinese koan, the entire world of the 10 directions is one great portal. So I was abiding in my true self, the eye in the sky, and as though my body-mind apparatus was a giant crystal ball. And the world appeared inside of me, and that included the little me running around talking to people. I remember talking to Lenny. I remember. It was like Ramana's sleepwalker analogy. I wasn't in it at all, but the little guy was talking. So I don't remember how long this state lasted, maybe an hour or so. I walked down the hill to American Brahmin for the class. And that evening, and by the time I got there, consciousness had dumbed down to normal, basically. And also, Richard and I shared an interest in mind-altering substances. But I should clear something up. None of the glimpses that I report, occasionally, were the result of entheogens or drugs. All were naturally occurring as part of the ongoing spiritual quest, grace. So thank you, Richard. and we'll miss you. Come back soon. You're a trip. It's been a pleasure. And thanks to his brother Steve, because I took his job as social services and basically held it for 30 years.
So, I'm the end. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.